everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I am back. I hope everybody had a great holiday. The new catalog starts on January 5th and the new celebration. They're only going to have celebration once this year, so this is going to be the only one for 2023. And I sent everybody that purchased $50 or more from me over the last year a new catalog. So you should have received them hopefully by now. And I'll show them to you right here. I can only show you the fronts until the 5th. But if you got them from me, you already saw. There is a significant joining bonus this time with 3 options. So if you were thinking on joining, January 5th is the time. I think it goes to, tells me right here, to February 28th. January 5th to February 28th is celebration, and that is when the really good signing bonuses are. All right, my project today is a Valentine project with a new stamp set bundle that is Country Bouquet along with the Country Bouquet Punch. Alrighty, and it cuts out 2 hearts and some leaves. Alrighty, so I use that. I use this die here from the mini pocket envelope dies for my sentiment in here. But you could use, I'll tell you the size. You could use whatever. You can even cut a rectangle. That's fine if you don't have these. And I use 2 of the largest of the Tailor Made Tags. And I cut them down a little bit. Alrighty, so that's what I used. Let me show you the new papers. Okay, this is called Country Floral Lane. It's 12 by 12, and this, of course, goes with this suite of Country Bouquet. And then this one and that one. Alrighty, and also I'm using the other one that goes in this suite called Country Gingham. And this is, of course, a 6 by 6, and this is really cute paper. Alrighty. And what I made this time is a box that measures 4 by 3 by 3/4, and it is a box with a card on it. So it opens like this, says Happy Valentine's Day. You can write your to and from in there. And then it opens this way, and it has a Brussels Stouffer marshmallow heart inside. Alrighty, so that's what we're making. We need, not this, we need a piece of sweet sorbet that is 11 by 6. We need some basic white for stamping. Now this is the die from the mini pocket envelope dies. And it is about 2 1/16. So pretty much 2 by 1. Alright, so if you just want to cut one, you can use that. I cut 2 of the largest Tailor Made Tag dies. One from the, I don't know these names yet, Country Gingham 6 by 6 paper, and one from the other side of our DSP from the Country Floral Lane DSP. Alrighty, and I cut the Gingham one down to 3 inches, and the DSP, the Country Floral Lane DSP, down to 3 1/4. Alrighty, so they're just slightly different size. Alright, so we also need 3 pieces of the Country Floral Lane DSP that are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and 1 basic white piece that is also 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Alrighty. Okay, so this is my new host code. Please put this in if you're going to be spending anything under $150, and I will send you a little something as a thank you. Alrighty, so let me get my Simply Scored. I'm out of practice. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks. Okay, we're going to start on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/4, 7 1/4, and 8. And we're going to turn it to the 6-inch side, and we're going to score at 3/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. All right, now I am going to fold and burnish all the score lines. Okay, and how we're going to have this for cutting is the skinniest rectangles are on the left-hand side and the top, and there is a 3/4 inch strip on the bottom. Alrighty. And this is what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start over on the skinny rectangle on the left. Go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into the rectangle above it. I'm going to go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of this square here. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of the square here. Alright, now we're going to take off this last one. Okay, and that's your bottom. Alright, now we're going to flip it over to the top. Alright, we're going to go to the first score line and cut it to the second score line. And then we're going to get rid of these 2 rectangles. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, and then we're going to get rid of this rectangle on the bottom, and then wedge the square. Okay, now we're going to take these 2 rectangles out. So we're going to go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, fold this down so it's easier to cut, and cut off these 2 rectangles. Alright, you go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of this rectangle on the bottom, and wedge each side of the square. Okay, now we're going to leave these 2 rectangles alone. So we're going to go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, and then wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Okay, now we're going to turn it so that our flap is on top again here. Okay, now we need a corner rounder. I'm using a 1-inch, but you don't have to use a 1-inch. You can use whatever you have. Okay. And I'm going to round both sides of this flap. Okay, so this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring it and cutting it. Alright, now we're going to put tear and tape on what's left of the side skinny rectangle. And we're going to put the tear and tape right up next to the score line. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to get the backing off, and then just roll back any extra that you ripped off. Okay, now flip the whole thing over. What we're going to attach it to, it's going to be a book. So we need to attach it to this piece here. So with the glue on the back right now. So we're going to flip over the piece with the glue. We're going to bend that, and we want to attach it to this first score line from the left-hand side, okay? So when your side piece is flat and flatten with your piece with the strip here, it should match up with the score line. That's the first one from the left, okay? And then when you pop it up, you see where this is your card and this piece is your box. Alrighty. Okay, now we have to do the bottom. So I'm just going to fold in this top here. Alright, and this is the front where our flap is, okay? So we're going to put the sides down and the back, and we're going to put glue on the front flap here. Oops, I missed the score line here. Okay, there we go. I'll just put some glue on that one. I'll just hold it there a minute. Okay, and then open it and make sure that it is nicely folded down. Okay, now we need our DSP, so I'll close that for now. Alright, so we need our 3 pieces of Country Floral Lane DSP that are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to put one on the front, one on the inside, and one on the back. Okay? And I'm going to use liquid glue for that. Okay, and once you have all your pieces together, we're going to open up this back flap. And hopefully you have a nice, skinny, small circle punch. And you're just going to take a partial circle out of this back piece so that when it closes, you'll have an easier way of opening it. Okay, and there you have it. That's your box. All right, now we're going to do some stamping. So we need our piece of basic white, our die from the mini pocket envelopes dies, that is about, I'd say 2 by 1, okay? And then our inside, that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's do the inside first so we don't cut that by accident. And we're going to use Sweet Sorbet and Basic Black. We're going to put the sentiment in Basic Black. You can put that in red if you want to. Sweet Sorbet if you want to also. So I'm going to use Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to put it about a third of the way down. Okay, and then we're going to use these 2 solid hearts, okay, and we're going to put them with Sweet Sorbet ink right on the bottom left, okay. Oh, I need that again. All right, so let's put that to the side. And then we'll do the sentiment with love. There are several sentiments on here. I love that we are friends. For you, I love you. With love, happy Valentine's Day, and just wanted to say. Alrighty, so we're going to use with love. And with Tuxedo Black ink, I'm going to put the sentiment about 1/8 of an inch down from the top over to the right. Well, I did about 1/4 inch, but that's okay. We can work with it. All right, and now we're going to do our hearts. We're going to use this, which is this piece right here, these 2. Now, the punch will cut out the leaves, but they're not attached to the stamp. They go separately, okay? They're one stamp. See, they're attached together, but they're not with the hearts. So you can do the 2 different colors more easily. All right, So I'm just going to put this in the ink and stamp it. Okay. And Sweet Sorbet is really close to the Real Red until you look at them together and then you're like, yeah, that's definitely different. Alrighty, now I'm going to get my punch. And I'm going to line up the hearts, which is really not hard with this one, and punch them. Okay, and that's all the stamping we're doing today. Alright, now let's put this basic white piece inside with liquid glue. I put the sentiment about 1/3 the way down because usually it's one person you're giving it to and maybe a couple people that, or you want to write a little something extra underneath. Alrighty. Okay, now comes our 2 tags. And I'm going to use my silicone mat in case I get glue all over. Okay, first what we're going to do is we're going to put these together. Now, I cut 2 of the largest of this die here from the Tailor Made Tags. And then I cut the gingham one down to 3. And the other side of the same DSP down to 3 1/4. All right. And now I'm going to match them up for a second. And then I'm just going to, keeping the holes, you want to keep the holes in the same spot. And I'm just going to move this one so that it's about, I'd say, let's see, almost a 1/2 inch from the side at the bottom there. And then, if you can eyeball it, go right ahead, but I'm not great at that. So I'm going to just put a little mark where the bottom corner is. Make it a little, okay. And then I'm going to put glue on this tag. And then I'm just going to match it up and make sure that the holes match up here. Alrighty. Now we're going to put the With Love right in the middle of this gingham and have about, well, I put the edge, the left edge, right up to where the lines are on this tag. All right, so I'm just going to glue that on there. And this right edge will hang over just a little bit. So I'm going to put it right in the middle and put it up close right next to the dots on the tag. Okay. Let me show you a little closer. All right. Then I'm going to get some dimensionals and we're going to put this heart right about there, almost touching the bottom, but not quite. And I'm going to use dimensionals. Now the right part hangs off a little, so if you're going to put a dimensional, make sure that you don't do it all the way out. So I'm going to move it in just a little bit. And one there, and one as far as down as I can get it. All right, and then we're going to put it right here. All right, and then the other heart we're just going to glue down under the sentiment. Okay, then we're just going to let that all dry for a minute. And we're going to put our Brussels Stover marshmallow heart inside. Now, I found these at the grocery store. They were 89 cents, but I know usually CVS has them, Walgreens has them, Walmart will probably have them, and Target will probably have them. I'm going to put them in and fold it, because that gives us a nice base. Now, everything in here is finished. The ribbon pack that they put this is this very pretty burlap ribbon and real red, which really doesn't go with the sweet sorbet. I mean, it's a little bit too dark, I feel. But this is the pretty new ribbon for this. I love this. And the real red is pretty too, but it doesn't match the sweet sorbet DSP. All right, but you could do blue and red too, I guess. All right, so I'm going to just use my old favorite, the glittered organdy ribbon. And I'm going to put it through the box, around the middle of the box. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. Now you can also put some adhesive Velcro dots inside if you don't want to have to do the bow around it. But I think the bow looks really pretty, especially on Valentine projects. Alright, now we're going to put this to the side. Okay, I'm going to get some crinkle seam binding ribbon and put it through the hole in the back of the tags. That's why, if you didn't, that's why I kept them lined up. If you didn't, you can just cover it with the bow and glue dot it on there. Alright, and then I'm just going to tie a knot and then tie a bow, a small bow. I think that's so cute. All right, and then we're going to get more dimensionals. And then what I'm going to do is make the gingham tag, the one that's almost completely standing up. It's going to be a little to the side, but this one is going to be the slanted one, the back one mostly. Alrighty, almost done. Alright, now I'm going to get, for the final touch, I'm going to get some Festive Pearls, which are staying, and my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to use the silver ones. And I'm going to put one above the love in the corner of the tag. One up here next to the heart. And one down there. And that's it. I'm so glad to be back. I'm sorry I was away so long. My daughter's out of school. And my husband was on vacation since the Friday before Christmas, so all the way till yesterday. So I really spent a lot of family time doing fun things. So I apologize, but I'm not sad about it. Alrighty, if you have any questions, my email is below. Remember, tomorrow the brand new catalog and celebration starts, so you get free product for every $50 you spend. And this is my host code. If you're going to spend under $150, please put that in and I will send you a special gift. The link to my blog is below that has all the measurements. Also, the link to my shop is below, and my email if you have any questions. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the time, and a Happy New Year. I will see you next time. Bye.